So today I'm going to be going over the replay system, how I've been using it since it's first come out so that it can hopefully help you guys review your own gameplay and see what you can do to also improve your own. I got my chat pulled up too. Love seeing enemies POV. Yeah, that's really helpful too because like depending on like your movement, you can literally see like how it throws off people's crosshair placement or whatnot. So it's super useful. So some important settings that you should definitely have on are these four right here. Show lines for kills and deaths on match timeline. That shows exactly when you got kills, when you died, when you use ults during the game, and it shows up literally right here. Like all the kills, the deaths are in red, the ults are like these stars, and you can skip ahead to each round by pressing these buttons too. So this game I picked because what I like to do when I'm like picking a VOD that I want to go over is I want to find a game where either I, for instance, won but didn't know like what the heck was going on, or I lost and I still don't quite know the reason why I lost. So those are usually like the two main categories of games that I like to like review for myself, because those usually have a lot of learning moments in each of those rounds. And this one was a game where I actually played decently well. I think I ended the game with like 24 kills or something like that, but we ended up losing. And I don't know if you guys can relate, but maybe sometimes you start off the game really strong, like a lot of kills, you're winning rounds back to back, but then something just happens where the mental just breaks in the whole team and you guys just end up just snowballing out of control. It's spiraling out of control to just losing the whole game. I think we were up at one point like 5-1 and we ended up losing the game like 6-13 or something like that. And so I wanted to watch this video for myself because I want to know like what could I have still done better. We're gonna watch this game and this will be really helpful for you guys because there's a lot of raw gunfights that you do end up taking as Reyna, and so you guys will be able to kind of learn how I position, just like my thought process in taking these gunfights. And also with the replay system, you can see clearly how the opponents also react to your movement and your positioning and how you peek, how you hold angles, etc. And so hopefully you guys can also learn from some of the things that I point out to you guys. Let's get started. So here, I guess Vice, here's B. Gets a pick. I'm already rotating. And when I am rotating, just gotta make sure, you know, to clear all the angles, making sure there's no one lurking. And this guy covers, gets a pick. I got a super lucky dink there. I try to shoot when I was dropping to try to mask the sound of dropping, but I ended up just dinking the Reyna. Look at the Reyna's POV when I dropped. I'm like, wait, what? I think the guy. I could have done this a little better. Instead of going in the middle of the smoke and peeking out like this, I think what I should have done is actually try to hug this left wall so that I could clear this right corner. So I should have cleared that corner first, but I didn't. I'm out on site. Bova gets a pick. I'm like, wait. So when I'm rotating, that makes noise. But then I notice how, okay, we're all like literally going through CT. So it's probably a good idea to actually go through mid and go market instead. But here I did catch this guy. Should have been a little more careful. And this is another thing that I could work on when I'm peeking mid. Instead of just shift peeking this, I could be pre-aiming this a little more and just peeking with a silent step with my A key instead of just shift peeking this. Because if the Reyna was holding me properly, which she was, but if she had like a deagle or anything, I would have just died instantly there. Pretty free round. Now, we all have different strengths, and understanding the mechanics that are actually holding you back is a personal journey. And coaching is one of the best ways to accelerate your journey to the top. If you want to hit Immortal or even the high Radiant ranks like our student TMS who achieved Radiant, and Zay who hit 900 RR in EU, then the Immortal Roadmap program is the perfect choice. IRP is for serious players like you who want hands-on help from me and a group of world-class coaches to perfect their gameplay. We offer a 500 RR in 10 weeks or your money back guarantee. If you're tired of feeling lost in your games and you're trying to reach your dream rank, use the link below to book a free call with me or one of our coaches to see if we'd be a good fit. Now, back to the video. Okay, let's go into round 3. Actually, we can look at the POV, right, of the flash kills. Okay, so let's look at Reyna, right? Like, let's look at how it looks like from her POV when I shift walked. right? Like I peaked so slow there because I'm shift walking. So if this Reyna had even slightly better crosshair placement, then I would have been dead pretty much. Yeah. Okay, and I think we can skip this part. So this round, see what happens. Brick cam. So here I wasn't really sure what my Jett was trying to do. She didn't really talk to me. But just from her body language, I should have realized that she was trying to peek. So I pull out my flash way too late. So that's my mistake. I should have flashed earlier. But since I didn't use anything, I just get the gun. I made some footsteps. They're droning me out. They do tag me, so I run back. Omen's fighting here, so I blind for him, and during that time, I do get caught off guard.
Spike down A. Still in sight.
Take him.
One enemy remaining.
Crouch peek.
Last player standing.
And then I die there. So, and then we end up closing out the round. But let's just see what it looked like from the enemy's POV too, and how I'm taking these gunfights. So let's look at who died first. Clove. Okay. So this is how Jett peaked though. I think it's important to also see how Jett died, because I think our Jett was actually shift peeking this. See how like she basically walked up to that angle where the enemy Jett was holding. So if you're gonna play like this in this position, you need to just be out wide much faster. And so let's see what Clove tries to do next with this tag. So this is scary for Clove because Clove has to worry about this link smoke as well. So this was actually a really bad peek from Clove because they could have just swung a little wider out there, but just by going in the smoke, you clearly lose sight of where you're shooting at, and also you just get spammed through the smoke because you were just spotted. So let's see what it looks like from Jett's POV here too, because Jett tries to get the trade. Omen kills one. So notice how, like, because Omen just peeked and ran away, she's holding super tight on this corner, right? So when I do peek out really wide, look how far of an adjustment and a flick she has to make. Like, one more time.
Spike down A.
Yeah, and then the crouch to throw off crosshair placement. And then this is what it looks like after the dismiss from Cypher's POV. So he whiffed on me.
One enemy.
And notice how, like, because I actually took my time re-peeking this,
Down A.
the Cypher was actually holding super tight on me as well, right? Like, I even shot a few times in between.
Down A.
Quick jiggle, and then the crouch peek just completely threw off his crosshair placement. And then here I get sat down by the Sova. So let's see what Sova was doing. It was 1 HP.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
So that was something that I could have done better. In that situation, the whole reason why I think I was able to beat the Cypher in that duel was because I took my time, right? And this guy's like getting nervous. Okay, like when is this Reyna gonna try to peek me again? And so I get peeker's advantage, right? But right after I get this kill on Cypher, I immediately swing out wide. And that's not good because I actually have no idea where exactly the Sova is on my screen. So enemy team is on eco again. We just hear a bunch of people mid. So I rotate back, hold mid. So my Sova got to pick mid. So instantly I throw out a flash in case like they're trying to rush the Sova. And I swing out wide and I just whip like everything. But don't do what I did. I was hoping that maybe like I could just get one real quick and run, but I got really lucky there. So one blinded. So I know one's probably behind there. Just crouch spraying everything. I see the last guy. And just, yeah, that was very messy, very messy. So as duelist, I'm just trying to be unpredictable with my positioning and trying to just predict where people are at. So I'm already ready for the dart because that's a very common dart Sovas like to throw. And I'm just gonna hold this very passively. And okay, I see Omen actually like going for this peek, right? So I'm gonna peek off of Omen's contact because ideally I'm already here holding a cross with him, but this is also like a bait and switch setup. So he gets a kill. Jett tries to re-swing to kill the Omen, doesn't expect me to swing out. And then as I'm going back into cover, the Clove doesn't expect Omen to re-peek this again. So if you guys are holding like the same position, this is like a very textbook way to peek off of each other. So let's take a look at what it looked like from the enemy's POV. Okay, so this is a mistake on Reyna's part. His team, like her team is not up yet. And so by peeking like this, she overexposed herself to Omen and Omen got that kill. And then now Jett sees where the bullets just came from Omen. And so she's holding super close to the wall, all right? Look at that. And then I swing out, get the kill. And so she doesn't expect it. And then look, right after I killed the Jett, look at where Clove is looking now. Super close, right? And then the Omen re-peeks again. And then Jett peeks. This part I need to work on.
One enemy remaining.
This happens a lot, right? I see this a lot in games where I VOD review for like Reyna players. Just wait even a split second for your flash to pop. From the Cypher's POV, he could still clearly see me.
One enemy remaining.
Right there, right? Like he could clearly see me before the blind popped. And this is where things start to fall apart. So round started. That's mid. I push mid again. Get a pick. Get a kill. So we're up in numbers. 4v2. Cypher gets picked. Get a pick. And this is where things fall apart. So they walked in the smoke at the same time. Gets killed. And Sova grabs the gun. Sees the Omen jiggling. And that is a really bad spot to jiggle because it's spammable.
30 seconds left.
And then he just peeks out and gets a kill. Okay. This is what it looks like from Omen's POV. So you guys can avoid this mistake. He jiggles him, right? He should have just swung out wider and committed to the fight at that point because he just got tagged, right? So don't do that if you're playing behind like super paper thin walls. And especially if you're going to jiggle super close to the wall like that too, where your shoulder's peeking out more and he couldn't even see the Sova properly. And then same thing with Jett here.
30 seconds.
He knows where the Sova is. I think he should have just repositioned a little, played for the plant or something or tucked. But now like his crosshair placement is just completely off and just gets one tapped. Question, when do I know when to wide swing and when I don't wide swing? This is just something that you develop over time, but in that situation, Omen got the info, but he's also jiggling from a position where you can get spammed easily. So you probably don't want to be jiggling that at all. Rather peek or just hide and play off of like Jett's contact. All right. So I hear them droning mid again. Dashed in. He just gives up market. And he's not calming, so I don't know like what he's trying to do. This is the dart. Still gets the kill. And I'm blinding because I didn't even know there's a smoke there. I blind, but actually our Vice just lost his sight very late. So this is also a bad way to peek. Okay. So Sova's darting sight. Flash. Pops the slows. He slow walked into the angle and then at the last second he tried to do a fast peek. But also the problem is we know there's a ton of people coming up market, and so he should have been pre-aiming this corner first and then he should have pre-aimed this angle and then this wider angle. But when we take a look at this peek, we're not pre-aiming here. We're pre-aiming here, but now we swung out way too wide and we're not ready for the Cypher. And so a lot of times, guys, if you guys watch back your own replay and just how you die too, it's very useful in knowing how you peek the angle, how you took that fight. So that way, like when you play again in your next games and you're playing that same exact position, you know exactly how to change up your peaks. Okay, so we lost sight and we're retaking.
Spike planted.
Ready for the peak.
Last player standing.
Yeah, and then unfortunately we just completely lost in that fight. So Jet dashed out, died. Our Omen got the trade on me, but was able to get 2 on us, so not good. So I think something that I could have done better though in that round. Well, let's watch this. Looking back at this, what do you think I could have done better, guys?
Spike planted. Last player standing.
I think an easy mistake that I spotted here is I should have just like taken my time, because instead of running forward like this after the pick, because I was still aiming here in case someone else from default swung out to try to trade this Cypher. Okay, that's why I was holding the same spot. But what I shouldn't have done is run out like this, because then I'm obviously overexposed to this clove now when I'm not ready. And so I just end up whiffing the shots and I die. Okay. But I wouldn't have had to make that big adjustment and kind of panic trying to shoot the clove if I just waited. Actually, maybe like even just stand right here just a little bit, hold that same angle, jiggle it, and then after my Jet dashes out, I swing out and clear this corner together by pre-aiming it properly. So let's see what happens here.
Get out of my way.
So Jet walked out, so I was just trying to hold for the market peak.
The hunt begins.
Spike planted.
See nothing.
Oh, and then
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
we get flanked. So this round was definitely on me. I baited the crap out of our Vice. I wasn't sure if the wall was still tripped, but then he did pop the thorns, and I was scared to swing out of the smoke earlier, because the thing is, if this guy updrafted over, so he didn't trigger the wall yet. I guess he did actually. Okay, so the wall did go up. I think I was scared to peek out like this, because then I'm like exposed to main from someone else that might have like just been holding the smoke. But yeah, at this point I'm just screwed. So I see that blind come out, and I think what I should have done is ran out way sooner, like way sooner. I mean, yes, the clove could have been holding, but because I hesitated here, I just get clapped. Here this time I try to be a little bit more aggressive. Peek for info. Trying to see if people might run back here, but I hear them all mark it. Okay, so notice how the Sova is like popping off, but he jiggles this, right, and gets that kill. So there's just no contest for our Sova. Instead of holding like this, I would have like talked and then try to get a better fight. But here I get a flank with this kill. And looking back, I should have actually grabbed that dismiss and try to get info of where the Cypher was as well. Because what happened was I did try to flash again for this repeak, but look at where I'm aiming, because I know where the Sova was because I heard him. So I'm looking where the Sova was kind of, but I'm just not ready for the Cypher. So I should have actually waited a little bit longer, played for the plant, and played that with Omen. But I died way too early. They're a lot mid, so I close the door. And here again, I fall victim to the same thing that I was doing to the enemy here. Okay. Yeah, I traced instead of pre-aiming. So look at what happens. So I get baited basically by the jet holding close. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's another guy wide. And I try to swing wide to catch this guy off, but because I'm dragging the crosshair, what I ended up doing here was I peeked as far as I could until I see an enemy like this. And then I had to basically readjust and try to hit this shot, which is much harder to do. So I traced the angle, especially when it was close. When it was a close angle. I did try to crouch to also throw this guy's crosshair placement off, but you know, that didn't really work. So let's look at like Reyna's POV too. So he was able to just react because all he had was 2 angles to hold. Whereas for me, you know, there's just like all this space. I have to worry about left and right side. So that was a bad fight that I took. Okay, we walk up. There's a cam. We broke it. So I'm like, okay, we gotta go. We gotta run out. I ran out with the jet dash. There's a dart. I don't know if it's broken, so I pop back in. We come out. And I see the smoke, and I'm like, wait, like, no one's going in there? And the moment I look, the jet swung out and killed me. The big mistake here is that we did not push backside at all. This smoke just really screwed us over. So we have Omen TP in this corner, blind all of this, and then jet dashes and clears the entire left side. But because no one went in the smoke, we just ended up holding like front sight and we just all died. Yeah, that was like a terrible entry. They cam, they hear a bunch of footsteps. And now Jet is actually over on A. Turn to flash. Okay, so we're going out, but I got decayed. I'm literally 1 HP, so I'm like, okay. I calm to my teams. Wait, I'm like 1 HP. Gonna wait, but then gets judged. Another judge. I'm like, what's happening? This guy's here. And then all 4 are looking at me, and the round is over again, just like that. It all fell apart here. Look at how our jet entries. A blind. So if you are playing jet, please make sure when you are dashing to look left and right to clear the close corners, because we didn't see the jet. And unfortunately for our Sova too, people went in before the dart hit anything, right? So that was also unfortunate. I think they broke our drone too. There's just a lot of ways in which we were just not coordinated, and we just got destroyed. So here, like, we have to play it slow at this point because, yeah, like, they just fast rotate and everything. All right, so I'm like, okay, let's go mid. I'm going to try to break the door, make some mid presence, and we can try to hit something else. I guess I didn't do that. So this was another mistake. We should have gone mid, but now we're just rushing and doing the same thing again. I'm just holding this in case they swing. So that was a mistake on the jet. Peeked way too early before the flash popped. My teammates are fighting and just getting spammed through smoke. So I come back, try to get the trade. And I couldn't dismiss fast enough. We're just hitting sites every single time where they're stacked. And I mean, at this point, I think our team just is losing patience and wants to do whatever they want. Darted. I hide from it. I did make a footstep, but I'm not sure if the jet heard it or not, because she peeks like that. The shoulder peeking. I was able to get a pick, and this I messed up too. My team is making a bunch of noise mid, but if I dismiss like this, for sure, like the top mid guys can hear me. So I'm holding this, but boom, I just got sat by the Sova. I try to dismiss this to try to get info and maybe take this space. So I think this dismiss was okay, but I think just like the fight, the way I peeked wasn't as optimal. Yeah, because my teammates were all fighting mid, so I did want to be a distraction, but this fight I didn't play so well. So I'm basically shift walking, right, into this angle, even though they expect me here. Let's take a look from Sova's POV. So they heard my dismiss, and I'm like insta dead, basically. Like the way he peeked this was perfect again. Like, He hears this miss. Crouch peeks. He's already pre-aimed. I was not ready for him to peek me. Cypher camped early again. Here's noise. So instantly they're just playing 3 mid and they're just rotating fast. Like that's all they've been doing this game. So 5v3, and honestly, we should have just gone A. Like, we should have just gone A. Because they just fast rotate right away off of this camp, right? And we just got another pick over on A. We got a pick top mid. So going back A would have been so free. But I think everyone was just tilted at this point. So we just walk in, and I'm just making all this noise. And it's just a free kill for the Cypher. And we still commit to the site.
Player standing.
And we just all die.
Down B.
Yeah. And yeah, this is why you like when you're attacking, especially like with no util whatsoever or no one to help you out, like you do not want to be like rushing in like this. I want to be rushing in like this if my team already made noise and I go after the jet, right? Because then maybe the Cypher is going to be looking at sight and it's going to be in a weird spot. But yeah, this is just too many angles for me to clear. Yeah, I think that is everything that I wanted to go over in this VOD. Talk to you guys later. Thank you guys so much for being here.